ClassicGameRoom.com.
It's always a great time for Classic Game Room time. How about the review of this thing, the RAC driving controller, which looks like a phaser with a little dial on the side. Boo! Boo!
From innovation comes a less than innovative product, the RAC controller for the SEGA SATURN, which features an imitation SEGA seal of quality. I love that! This is what a real SEGA seal of quality looks like, as seen on Jurassic Park, and so is this. But the RAC simply says quality, the best product. The balls on these people, leading me and other unsuspecting potential buyers to believe that this is a product worthy of the glorious eternal SEGA seal of quality when in fact it's not. It's self-proclaimed the best. But is it the best? Is it better than any of the rest of the other SEGA racing controllers that you can buy? Let's find out! Made in China from innovation, this is crafted out of plastic and more plastic. It has a little rubberized analog steering wheel on this side of it and a trigger that acts as your gas and brake, or a trigger if you're just playing laser guns with it. It feels incredibly cheap, but I gotta admit, it looks pretty cool. This thing totally belongs in an episode of Star Trek. I love the little buttons on the platform beneath the handle, and the instruction manual wins with congratulation! You know you've bought a good product when it says congratulation, because the S is just a wasted letter. And while I think this may be pronounced RACCON, it's actually spelled RACCON or raccoon if you just say it quickly. This was sent to the show by our friend Billy in Coos Bay, Oregon, who claims to not like this product. Billy! Why? This is awesome! It comes with its own built-in display stand. They should install these things on real cars. It doesn't work very well, but it's neat. I tried it on several Sega Saturn racing games, and why bother with a giant cumbersome wheel when you can use a little dial, which gives you analog steering controls complete with a lot of oversteer. To be fair, it's actually not too bad on some games. Daytona USA can benefit from some analog controls depending on which car you're using. But I really prefer the actual Sega Saturn racing wheel controller, which I previously reviewed. It just works a lot better. Also, this doesn't work with Hang-On 95 at all unless you hold down the A button on the display stand to accelerate, and, well, that's a little awkward. It seems to work the best for Sega Touring Car Championship, which has terrible controls and a lot of oversteer anyway. The Innovation RACCON is not a terrific controller. It's definitely amusing, but there's a lot of good driving games on the Saturn that don't play terribly well with the D-pad, so an analog steering dial isn't as completely awful as it might appear to be. Also, unlike a real racing controller, you can chase your cat around the house with it, pretending it's a laser gun. If you're serious about a particular Sega driving game, I would recommend the actual Sega Saturn Racing Wheel, which has the official Sega seal of quality. If you're not that serious about driving games and just like to collect weird accessories, the RACCON is quality the best. And you know it. So thanks again to Billy. With a little modification, maybe we can turn this thing into an Arkanoid controller.